Hi guys, I'm Mark and today we're gonna create a pickup system that can do this. Let's create it. Okay, so now we are in the 5.6 version of Unreal Engine, but this tutorial works in the other version, okay? So we want to create a folder that I call it Blueprints, and double click, here add, and I want to add a blueprint class actor, and this actor I will call it pickable object. Okay, yes, double click on it. Okay, loading, perfect. Okay, here, and we are in the viewport. Okay, for this pickable object we want to add few things: a static mesh to as a trigger, I can say. So here we can modify the radius, and of course 32 is so low. I think 300 for this tutorial it's can be useful. And we want also to stop our static mesh. In this case I choose a simple cube, and okay, we have it, these little things in the viewport. Go in the sphere, and we want to stop the collision. Here the collision, we want to set up the preset. I choose overlap only pawn, so basically it works only with pawn. It's simple, okay. And we also want the on component begin overlap, and if you go here on sphere again, on component end overlap. Okay, so we want these two things. We want also to open our in third person, yes, blueprints, third person character, yes. Okay, so we want to create three variables that we use later. Okay, we want a boolean is multiple items, I call it, and I explain this variable later. Okay, boolean is perfect. Another variable that is an array, and is okay, and of course the type of this variable, this array, is basically our pickable object, so bp pickable object reference. And if you right click you can have the array. And we want also another thing that basically is the copy of pickup in range, that I call it pickup to collect. Okay, and okay, it's perfect. You must also click this little icon because we want to modify this variable in other blueprint. Okay, so we now are in the pickable object, and we want to cast our bp underscore third person character. The object, we can choose overlap the component, but I choose the pawn, get a player pawn. Okay, I think it's more secure, I think. So we want to add array. Okay, add. We want to add this, okay, this reference in the array of third person character. To do this we must get our array, so pick up in range. Perfect. And okay, I collocate the node here. And for the item, I simply choose a reference to itself. Okay. And for begin overlap, we have done everything. We must go in end overlap, on component end overlap of the sphere, of course. And we want to remove the item. Why this? Because simply when the player go in the trigger, the sphere collision, okay, the area basically, we add this pickable object because the player can pick up this object. Otherwise we can remove this object from the array, from the list basically. Okay, so we can choose of course, this array. Okay, maybe it's okay. It's a little messy here, but of course, I'm not so tidy. So, of course, I choose self, and for pickable object, we have already done everything. Okay, so now let's change. Let's go to third person character, and we want to set up our key, everything basically. Okay, so I choose a key. I choose E. So go here and click E. Perfect. And of course, you can choose whatever you want, but I think that in so many games, the E key is basically the main key for this action. Okay. So if it's pressed, we want to control few things. We want true if, and the second if, the condition of the second if is basically our multiple item. Why this? Because we want to choose if the player can pick up everything in that location, or he can pick up one object at one time. You can choose, of course, whatever you want, but in this case I want to stop a branch, so you have the two options. So if the multiple items is true, we want to set our pickup to collect, and this is basically our pickup range, but we use this for each loop, because otherwise if you choose pickup in range for the each loop, can create some problem, because in reality you modify it when the loop is looping. Okay, so it's better to create another array and use it. Okay, so let's collegate it, and we want to set up a custom event. Basically, this custom event is collecting item. You use it to destroy the item, but you can also add some effects, some call to other function, whatever you want. Okay, so loop body, I want to call collecting item, yes. And I want also to set up a input, because we want pp underscore pickable object, a reference, basically a reference object ref. Okay, perfect. So we can collegate the array element to object ref. Perfect. And when for each loop is complete, we can clear our array. Yes. Okay, perfect. If multiple items is false, otherwise we can call a collecting item. So we want to get a copy of the first element. After we destroy that element, of course, collegate it, and when we destroy the element, basically all the items shift. So we can use this get with index 0, the first index, and it's perfect. Okay, so now we have it, but there is a problem. Oh my god. What's the problem? Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. Okay, now it's secure. It's perfect. Maybe. Okay, so to test it a little bit, we can add blueprints, pickable object. Okay, it's very big, I know. One here, and I choose 3 here, so I can demonstrate you that it works in many cases. Okay, there are three big objects. Okay, so now we are in the game. If I press E, okay, the object is destroyed. If I go here, 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Okay, and this is if you if you don't click here. Okay, so basically if the multiple items is false. When it's true, otherwise, okay, compile save, press play, and we can do this. 1, 2, 3, press E. Yes, perfect. Okay, so this is it. It works, and now we have a pickup system. But in the next episode, in the next video, I want to create an inventory system. So you can pick this item, but in reality you have this item. And if you want to see that tutorial, please subscribe, click like, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.